Hi guys, right, just a tip for anyone. We've bought a few hand power tools, engine power tools and stuff like that. We usually stick to Stihl and Honda related products, mainly because you can get bits from when they get a little bit older. I don't tend to run brand new top of the range. I don't tend to run brand spanking new kit because I just don't. It doesn't get that much use. So I just keep on top of the sort of older kit I've got, and yeah, it works really well. One of the biggest problems you get with anything like whacker plates, stone saws, chainsaws, you name it, anything that's got an engine on it, is when people last use it, they don't drain fuel out of it, or they don't run it dry of fuel. And then you have all kinds of problems, starting problems. Next time you're going to use it, if you've left it there for a year or two, it probably doesn't start. The fuel almost like crystallizes, it's like methanol in the fuel, and it knackers the carbs. We've bought a couple of bits of kits that have had this exact same thing, and once we know we're not going to be using a piece of kit potentially for, you know, or we've got no work lined up to it, we'll shut the fuel off and we'll run it until it runs itself out of fuel, so we know that carb is dry. And there's nothing just sat in there which is going to crystallise, it's going to block all the jets, it's going to prevent it from starting, prevent it from running correctly, all those good things. And hopefully, you know, it drains out like the fuel pipes and things like that. It just keeps the fuel in the tank. So we've got two items we're going to do that with today. We've got a Honda GX, what was it? GX 100, something like that, I think the engine was. I can't remember exactly what the engine was on that. It's a 2019 engine. We last used it last week, and yeah, we've got no work lined up for it anytime soon, so we're going to drain the fuel out of it. We're basically going to shut the fuel off, we're going to fire it up, and we're going to let it run until it completely runs out of fuel. We've also got a Stihl TS 400 stone saw, old but gold. This one here, we've used this recently on a site, and again, it's still got fuel in it, so we're going to empty the fuel, and we're going to fire it up, and we're going to let it tick over or run it until it completely runs out of fuel. That's how you store engine powered items, like these handheld sort of tools and things like that. Don't leave fuel in them, guys, alright? You'll just knacker them, and then you'll be on eBay selling them for a quarter of the price of what they are, and someone just put a carburetor on it, clean the fuel system out, and you know, they've got a perfectly good working tool. Alright, that's what I do. So I'll show you. I'll get these fired up individually, and yeah, we'll do a bit of time lapse on it and show them running out. Right guys, so yeah, here's the whacker plate. So this is 2019 engine on a Honda, hasn't got a sticker on. Things we need to do, obviously we've still got fuel in the tank. We just want to basically run it out of fuel from the carburetor, which is down in there. So let's make sure we've got the fuel off. So this is off for the fuel. Alright, that's the choke. We'll give a little bit of throttle, flick that, alright, and let's see if this starts first pull. It's a pretty good starter. So just basically leave it running like that until it cuts itself out, and then that's good for storage. Then just make sure you keep the fuel switched off. So we'll wait for that to run up. you have it, guys. So that is now completely out of fuel. There's nothing in the carburetor or anything like that. I'm not going to bother trying to restart because I know it's not going to work. So turn it off switch there. Just make sure your fuel's definitely off, your carb's off. Crank the throttle back. That's good for storage now. So yeah, we'll start on the Stihl TS400 next. Right guys, so next up, Stihl TS400. I've undone the fuel cap, taken it and thrown that away, basically disposed of the fuel correctly, but obviously you're still left with some that's in the carb and fuel pipes and stuff like that. So basically going to fire this one up, let it tick over until he shuts out again. This one's a lot louder, so ear protection, alright, because it hurts if you don't. Wow, seems we don't really need to do too much with that. Getting breath back. Usually this starts 2 or 3 pulls from cold. I suspect what's happened, the fuel is drained back into the tank because it's literally been probably a week since we last used it. So as you can see with the choke on, everything like that, it went to fire. Must have just got enough in fuel in there to do it, but yeah, I'm happy that's got no fuel in it now. I'm happy that's dry and that can be stored away with no issues. But yeah, great saws these. I rebuilt this one a year or 2 ago. New pot piston, carburetor, and it'll go on now forever. Absolutely brilliant saws. They don't make them like that anymore. But yeah, anyway, cheers guys. Hopefully, yeah, that'll help some people out there. Got any questions, let us know and we'll see if we can answer them for you. This method works for any engine to power tool, pressure washers, you know, blowers, chainsaws, all sorts. Don't let the fuel stay in them guys, right? Because it would just knacker them, and you know, expensive bits of kit. This don't come cheap. So yeah, make sure you look after them. Cheers guys.